Life would be better if Tommy was here, sharing his music with laughter and cheer. There is no way that I can explain how my life would change for the good, but it would if I could only hear him play once again. And my heart would leap for joy at the sound of his voice. When he played, the angels would sing. Oh, what peace he would bring. This is what Tommy do. This is what Tommy do. Life would be better if Tommy was here, sharing his music with laughter and cheer. If I could only hear the play once again. Greetings, greetings, greetings. You was listening to the music of a young man by the name of Derek Horn. And the name of that song is If Tommy Was Here, tribute to Thomas Whitfield. Thomas Whitfield just happened to be a mentor of mine and my mother's brother. Yes, Thomas Whitfield was my uncle. Today, I want to talk about the fall of Black Hollywood, America's woes. I promise I'm not going to be before you long, and I'm not going to be or get too excited. Just say what I have to say and let the Lord have his way and get on out of here. That being stated, um, the fall of Black Hollywood, America's woes. Have you all been seeing what's been going on in America today? And it's starting to leak throughout the world because America's influence has influenced the world. Yes, America has made the world drunk with the wine of her fornications. I'm talking about America's woes. Have you all seen the fall of Black Hollywood? I mean, they have. It started out with Puff Daddy. Actually, it's been coming out all slowly but surely. For the last few years. But ever since the Puff Daddy thing, they have really, really, really been coming out on lots of stars in Hollywood. And we're talking about the sexual deviancy, the exploitation, the cultish behavior, the selling of the soul, you know, all of the casting couch, all of the things that goes on in Hollywood. I remember when I was a young lad out here trying to get into Hollywood, you know, I started making records, my own little rap records. I started my own little rap record company. And I was wondering why is it that I was able to rub elbows with all of the big shots, but my records would never sell? I mean, the big shots in gospel music, I'm chilling with them, I'm talking with them. I'm talking about in their homes or they're in my homes or we're out eating together. We're out engaging. I mean, we have a real relationship, right? Rap music. I've had strong relationship with the hip hop, the gospel, and the jazz community, more so the hip hop and the gospel here in Detroit. And I've played with these people. I've been in the studio with these people. I've did concerts with these peoples. I've made recordings with these peoples. I've made movies, videos, you name it, with these people. I was in that world. And I'm thinking about my uncle, the great Thomas Whitfield, you know what I mean, and his career and what went on, in his life and the things that I know, you know, the great accomplishments that he, you know, the great things that he's accomplished, the great walls that he had to climb, you know, to get where he needed to be, the obstacles, the hurdles. And Hollywood have these hurdles. You best to believe anytime that they're potentially going to put
an African American in a position where he can not only change his life, but countless of other lives around him. Hollywood has to have a leash on this type of beast. All of this stuff goes back to the 666 Mark of the Beast video that I am referring you to, that I made about a few weeks back, about a month ago. If you watch that video, you'll get a pretty grand idea of what I'm talking about here. So you look at what's happening. Jamie Foxx, Puff Daddy, Oprah Winfrey. Jeffrey Epstein's name's come back up, and he's been dead damn near 10 years. Jeffrey Epstein's name, then you got the Epstein's list. Although Epstein's been dead, those that have made the Epstein list can possibly face cases, because the Epstein list started the Pizzagate. And y'all look off into that. You know, all of that has something to do with this Illuminati and these sex rituals that they make you perform just to get up to or next to or even in the higher and upper echelons of this life. Look at Nas X. Nas X today is saying that he's going to become a Christian. He's turned Christian. They take this young black man, catch him in his early teens, poor. I don't care what type of career his mom and dad had. Compared to the money that he's making now, those people were poor. He couldn't reject those advances. Catch a young black man, mom and dad doesn't teach him anything about spirituality. He's too young to know anything intellectually. Take him, throw a few $1 million in front of his face, and have him out there embarrassing himself and his race and his country in front of the world. Now come January 12th, Nas X is in hiding right now. Nas X said that he's going to expose the music industry, because the music industry for the last year have not produced the Nas X record, or maybe a year and a half, going on 2 years. He's not talking homosexuality. He's not talking murder. He's not talking just degrading music. He's just not talking that stuff right now. He's talking about God now, and he's ready to expose the industry. What better person to expose the industry than Lil Nas X? He's been turned in and out at a young, early age. As openly as they had him to hold himself and expose himself in front of the world, he's the same one that can tell y'all everything. And this is why this young man is in hiding. You got all of the stuff that Cat Williams been talking about. You know, I've been telling people for years that this Hollywood stuff, man, is not what you want. I remember my uncle showed me a scene in Lady Sing the Blues, and he told me, it was at that point, I think, was it Lady Sing the Blues? It was one of the movies that Diana Ross played in. She played in 2 movies. Mahogany and Lady Sing the Blues. I forget which one it was, but it was the one where with Billy D. Williams in it, I think, and she got to fooling around with this white producer or something. This white guy, he took her all the way to the top, and then when he got her all the way to the top, he pretty much had her in a compromising position. Like, yo, you're gonna have to have some sex with me, or I'm gonna take all of this from you. And it broke her down, and she began to cry, and tears began to fall out of her eyes. But as those tears were falling out of her eyes, she was taking them clothes right off. The man didn't take the clothes off; she was taking them off. She made the decision. My uncle told me that I could understand it. I'm like, why? This is my uncle, my father's side. He told me, you're going to have to do some strange things. You got to get in so many people's heads. You're going to have to start sleeping with these people. You're going to have to start, I didn't understand what he meant by that. I just didn't understand. Today, 20, 30 years later, I understand thoroughly what he meant by that. Then I have my other uncle, Thomas Whitfield. Ain't no telling what these demons in Hollywood, what walls, what hurdles, what hoops that he had to jump over and jump through and climb over just to get the success that he got. I've talked to family about Illuminati and things of that nature, and I talked to them about my uncle and my family. Hey, like, man, we poor, man. What the hell we gonna do about that? Tommy didn't leave us no bank. We ain't got no money. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Tommy pretty much tried to keep a lot of that stuff away from us because he knew the things that you had to go through in Hollywood. And Tommy was a rebel. It got to the point to where they wanted to tell Tommy to take the name, to take the name of Jesus Christ out of his music, make crossover music, music that could go both R&B or gospel, where you don't know whether you're talking about God, Jesus, or some man or woman. Tommy didn't like that idea and he refused. And he went and made the song, Just in Case You've Forgotten My Name. It was Jesus. No, he's not going to compromise. He's not going to take the name of Jesus out of his music when he came to the game to do gospel music. Y'all watch what's going to happen on January 12th as Lil Nas X. He swear that he's going to expose the music industry. And that, indeed, I believe that he is going to do. You got the shoe deal. Man, you're going to throw away the shoe deal, man? The little double shoe deal with the upside down cross and blood in it? And all the millions you've made, all that's attributed to you and your name. You're going to always go down in history for that. As he gotten older, he's gotten wiser. He realized that he's made a mistake. They're going to do something to him. They're going to yank him back in. Look, man, look, blood. This is what you're going to have to do, or you out of here. Cat Williams too. Cat Williams is going to have to pay for what he's done. Cat Williams don't understand that he is an African American entertainer. And birds of a feather flock together. You've gotten your success. No, you didn't get, your $1 trillion like Puff Daddy and Jay-Z, right? Or Michael Jackson money even, right? Or Elvis money even, right? But you did get enough, you know, for you to know what time it is. Enough to where you was offered that door. Choose which door. So if you don't choose that door, we know where to expect to see you soon. We know that you want to continue to do Hollywood and all of that, but really back on out of Hollywood, do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And really you won't even get to the point to where you not even do that. You're gonna have to go live and start you a YouTube or a Tubi station or something like that. You're gonna have to go from YouTube, TikTok, and bang that out, and then from there introduce the people to a Tubi account or something. But you're gonna have to get on out of Hollywood, Cat Williams, or you're going to have to do all the things that you said about the other people 12 times over. You notice that, Chappelle and Martin, them boys complained about that dress. They went crazy when they was offered that dress. But yet and still, they had came back. They came back up out of craziness, and they both got in that dress. He said some things about Ricky Smiley, and which is the reason why I played that song from Derek Horn. He said some things about Ricky Smiley that I thought that was a little bad. You know what I'm saying? A little bad. And like Ice Cube said, I mean, we talking 20 some years ago. We talk a long, long time ago. A lot of those guys had their own perspective about what went down then. I mean, and it was a long time ago. So things is not going to be clear. Some people may have embellished some things. Some people may have added to some things. But Cat Williams, for the most part, Ice Cube validated it. But the thing that he didn't validate was the bathroom robbery graping scene. And I'm glad that Ice Cube came and cleared that up, because what that did was embarrassed not just Ricky Smiley, but the family of Ricky Smiley. And if Ricky Smiley is guilty, then, I mean, the chips is going to fall where they may. And if he's not, then a lot of people can get damaged and hurt by Cat Williams' mess. You understand what I'm saying? Me being related to Thomas Whitfield, one of the greatest pianists that this world has ever produced. One of the greats. He's up there with your Art Tatum's and Thelonious Monks. You know, he's up there with your Chick Coreas and Stevie Wonders. Stevie Wonder was a great pianist. Is a great pianist too. Great. You know, I remember being growing up. I remember growing up and getting into fights about people saying things about my relatives. You know, a guy said things about my uncle, that I didn't like. Whether my uncle did these things or not, whether Ricky Smiley did these things or not, their families should not have to be embarrassed by these things, man. And I think that's a very, very, very low blow to set out to embarrass the families. You know what I'm saying? In spite of whatever, that I mean, Ricky Smiley played a little Daryl, and he played the old lady in the dress. I never liked the old lady in the dress. Other people did. Kudos to them. I never liked it at all. I thought little Daryl was funny and goofy. You know what I'm saying? And he had some other stuff that he did that was very, very silly. A lot of church stuff that he would do. You know what I'm saying? Was very, very, very funny. You know, but there's no telling what he had to do to get to those spots. I was in the music industry and I was acting. And there's just certain things that I'm not willing to do. I noticed being in the industry that there was always some things that I was confronted with that a pill, a red pill, or should I say a very, very, very black pill that I had to take that I just didn't want to take in order to succeed. I noticed that all of the entertainers' lives were bombarded, saturated with drug sellage and or usage. Many of Hollywood entertainers were outstanding drug addicts and outstanding drug sellers. Many people in Hollywood, many people in the athletic entertainment world, and I'm just going to say in the business world, in the higher upper elite, in the upper echelon. Their drug of choice was DMT and stuff like cocaine, some heroin, but a lot of the people in the higher echelons look at heroin addicts and people like that is just a waste. Crackheads and stuff like that is just a waste of life. But those guys, like Cat Williams said, they'll put the coke, they'll sniff the coke right in front of your face, like it ain't nothing. Because to them, once you get up to that world, they don't care what you got to say about them. They got more money than you. They don't, what you're gonna, they just don't care. You're dealing with something different. You're dealing with a different animal when you get up there. Myself, even my uncle Tommy, Tommy got way further than I have gotten, but they didn't let him in. Tommy bust his way through the. Tommy was so big, he hogged his way through the door. He did get through the door, but they didn't want him in, and they didn't let him in. Myself, I didn't want to go through that door. You look at the stuff that Cat Williams is going through. You know what he's seen. Who wouldn't he have lived a much better life if he would have not known those things, would not have seen those things, and would not have known that the world operated that way, and even if the world just didn't operate that way, wouldn't it just been better? But because it's not that way, we have to realize that we're living in a very, 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 very messed up society, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about power. very anti-God, very much about power control, because this stuff they talking about Satan and devils and stuff, man, it's just crazy. Um, so that is powerful because all of that stuff like Harvey Weinstein, I mean, that's his name, and Jeffrey Epstein, those guys knew each other. Those guys was in cahoots with each other, man. You know, they all had their little freaky thing going on that island over there. You know, and when you really look at the intricacies of that, that was Pizzagate. High scale prostitution. When they talk about female trafficking and stuff like that, really it was nothing no more than high scale prostitution with young girls. They going out recruiting young girls. They're paying them young girls. Those young girls making lots of money. They're fulfilling their dreams, being next to the richest people in the world. You can't get no higher, no bigger than this. You know, you can't sleep with no bigger, higher, greater men than this, even if it's raunchy, lewd sex. It is what it is. Even if you resort to being their sex toy for money, you can't have a mind of your own, a spirit of your own. You are here to be our sex item. What's my man name that used to run Playboy? Hugh Hefner. All of them. And now this stuff is connected. George Clinton, not George Clinton, Bill Clinton, saying that they got Bill Clinton over there at them freaky parties. See what happened to Polite when he exposed the freaky parties? You expose the freaky parties, something gonna happen to you. Polite life is in danger. They may let him out, but that man's life is in danger down there. Don't get it twisted. Up until around 2030, Polite life is in danger. But he exposed those freaky parties. We got on videotape and everything. They ain't even took it down. They about to control this social media. See, because they had channel 2, 4, and 7, right? VHF and UHF channels. You know what I'm saying? 50 and channel 20 and channel 32 and channel 56, right? You know. They had those channels here in Detroit. And all of those channels was controlled by the FCC. There's a lot of things that you couldn't talk about. There's a lot of subjects. It was very, very controlled. You notice on the television, you have very, very few subjects that dealt with the African experience, the African American true experience. You had those black, what they call it, black exploitation movies that came out. But other than that, and even then, what they waited till movies came out in the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? And those movies, they didn't allow those movies to come out on TV until 10, 15 years later. And then 20 years, 15, 20 years after that, they ready to go digital. You know what I'm saying? They're going digital because social media is getting so to the point to where television has to go digital now. It has to compete with social media. Social media has it to where I haven't watched television in probably about 10 or 15 years. I don't even know how to control a television because of that very reason that I don't want nobody programming me, showing me television programs, programming me what to think, what to watch. I want to watch things that stimulate my own intellect, and that's why I'm on YouTube all day. That's why I'm on TikTok all day. I'm looking for things to stimulate my mind, and I want to program my own way of thinking. I don't want them programming me with their own television stations, their own television programs and all of that. Notice that everybody intellect only knew what they programmed us to know on those televisions. So to the point to where, like Mike Epps said, that that many people thought that he was Day Day. You know what I'm saying? They see him in person, call him Day Day. His real name Mike Epps. It'd be so to the point to where if you play the role so good that people think your real name is you, that real person in real life. Not knowing that guy on television is just a character. I was acting, I was playing. You can act a role so good to where these people watching you in Hollywood thinking that you that guy. They getting delusions of grandeur, forgetting the fact that you are a real human being, that you have a life totally different from Hollywood. LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton will always be dummy or Kunta Kinte in people's mind. You know what I'm saying? Or one of those characters that they programmed him to be. They first had him playing the most baddest of the black guys. Like, all black people is this way. And LeVar Burton was a very, very soft, timid type, almost effeminate type guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying gay, but kind of soft, well-mannered, mild-tempered dude. Not alpha. Maybe a sigma or a beta, but not an alpha for certain. Not a very aggressive, dominant type cat, in real life. But he played roles where he could compete with any person in the streets, even from Roots, He played the epitome. He's the character that molded, became the poster child of what the typical Black American was, is, and should be. And he don't live nothing like that. He the type of guy that was lived in the suburbs, probably raised around white people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Probably lived a good life, in comparison to the average street American. I mean, you can listen to his diction and how he talks, Yeah, but being a member of the Stars, all of us have heard stories of our family members, that were negative, that were bad, things dealing with sexual deviancy, drugs, crime, you know what I'm saying, violence, those type of crime, violent crimes, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the typical stuff that rappers rap about, except for the sexual deviancy, you know what I'm saying? Orgies, gay parties, you know what I'm saying? All of this just crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? I tried to stay away from that stuff. Ice Cube, being the gatekeeper that he is, he said that wasn't in his roles. But he did talk about how roles were added and stretched. So ain't no telling what was redacted. Those roles had to be cleared. Ice Cube just can't just come out with a movie. Those roles have to be cleared by them peoples. And they probably did put something up in there. You know what I'm saying? And Ice Cube may not be telling the truth on that because he is one of those peoples. But we're going to honor and respect what he said because we're going to say we're going to respect that he say that they didn't, he don't do that, he don't rock that way, he don't, set his people up like that. His movies is good, they're clean, you know what I'm saying? But what happens is that, you put your people in these movies, right? And you don't really pay them that well, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of people in there that got to get paid much better than the actors who actually made this movie come to life. You know what I'm saying? So, the monies that the budget that was borrowed has to be paid back. Plus, people has to be paid out of that budget. So that budget has to be spent the best way possible for this movie to become a real success. And it has to make money, a lots of money. But what happens is that even though that Ice Cube movies is not that way, right? What happens is that he opens the door up for Hollywood to pick each and every one of these people and to show them what life is really about back there. And that's what's going to happen. I mean, you get in a big movie like that. I mean, Hollywood going to pick you up, and that's not going to be your last role. You know, some people in there only had one. Only played in that movie one or two times. Played in only one movie, but those were people who really didn't have stars in their eyes like that. They did it. It was what it was. They enjoyed the 30 seconds of fame. Like Lamont Sanford, he was one of those guys. He wasn't in it Hollywood like that to be in it like that. He did his thing. Hey, he got out, and when he got out, he moved on to another life or something else and was successful even in that. Lamont Sanford, what was his name? Damon Wilson. What that's his name? Damon something. Yeah, but I've been on here for 43 minutes. I've been on here a lot longer than I intended. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about Puffy. Puffy is there's strings in Hollywood. I ain't gonna even say in Hollywood. There's strings in the higher upper echelons that are relinquishing power from one of the most powerful entertainers and black businessmen that America has seen, and that is Sean Puff Diddy Combs. Companies, endorsements are leaving him. They're abandoning Puffy. So the continuous cash flow is the money train has slowed down. Some say that it has come to a complete halt. Mind you, that he has lots of money now. He still has possession to. He's a millionaire. He's up there. He's way up there when it comes to money. If he never made another dime again, he should be set for life. But Hollywood and the Illuminati or the elite just does not work that way. The higher echelons does not work that way. It costs to be the boss. It costs a lot of money to live that lifestyle. That house you have costs a lot of money. That land you have to pay for it costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? For that big land to be cared for, it costs a lot of money. So what is happening is that he's losing his endorsements, and without a continual cash flow by the millions, Puffy life will begin to deplete real fast. There's lots of people that he owed that still has to be paid, and they will find a way to relinquish all of his money from him. But what they're trying to do is to get him locked up. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like just taking the money from him is not enough. They're trying to get him locked up. And as you can see, you could tell because his money train is slowing down, and his supporters are no longer supporting him. Even people in Hollywood are betting against him and working against him. You know what I'm saying? People that should be close to him are working against him. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson being one. Curtis Jackson is saying that when he comes out with Puffy Goes to Jail, all of the people that Puffy did wrong, whether it was through sexual deviancy, bad business, violence, all of those people, he's going to have a surviving R. Kelly style show. You know what I'm saying? Or he's going to have a show or a movie. You know what I'm saying? So do you know how many millions of dollars that's going to make? 50 Cent is big in Hollywood. He's like the Tyler Perry. He got moved. He's like he's a gatekeeper. 50 Cent can make or break you. He's one of those guys just as equally powerful, especially in Hollywood, as Sean Puff Daddy Combs. So, and he's banking on Combs to fail, because he's been exposing Combs longer than anybody, and he's waiting for justice to be served, because he knows things that you and I don't know. I'm thinking about the song that my man said in Hot Boys that I make so much money I know who killed Kennedy. Those type of secrets, those are the things that you learn when you get higher up there in the higher echelons. You did. So 50 Cent is banking against them. So that means he got Hollywood banking against them. There's many people in Hollywood that's going to eat and make millions of dollars if Puffy goes to jail. 50 Cent already said that. So that automatically is going to make people in Hollywood close the door on Sean Puff Daddy Combs, y'all. Y'all better listen to what I'm telling y'all. If y'all haven't learned by now, there's many things that I've said. Everything that I've said, from the polite situation, from the Sonetta situation, many things that from the Lions Den situation. There's many things that JJ 7000. There's many things that I have said that have come to pass. And this is another one. You see, the Bible says that there's nothing no one can say or do about it. It's in the stars, At this point, it's locked in stone. It's the reason why I haven't made any videos about it. And why am I putting that type of stuff on this channel? Because the word said the Lord said that the words of a prophet shall not leave his mouth and return back unto him void. And that a prophet, a real prophet, when he prophesies, he does not speak presumptuously. So that being stated, I learned by this channel not getting mega views. I learned that there's many people out here don't worship God. They don't even know what the real God is. They have the slightest Yahweh. They have the slightest clue what Yahweh and Elohim is. They're following the same pagan deities that they was in the pagan religions. They just changed the name. But that being stated, yeah, this is those are. I told y'all these things are going to happen. I told y'all about the hyenas over there on social media, and all that stuff just came to pass. Now we're going to see what's going to happen on January 12th. You see, because on January 12th, Nas X only alternative is to go to church. If you're scared, go to church. And Nas X is scared. I'm going to make some video shorts and show y'all this stuff. I'm not going to show no evidence right now, no share screen. I don't want to have to always have to prove something to y'all. No, we just trust my word for it, because I ain't got to lie to you. But that being that, I'm getting ready to shut it down. I'm getting ready to close out. It is 9:01 Detroit time. You know, uh, peace out to all the Israelites and the black people that were down there in Miami. During the Miami mall sightings. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the words of the actual people that were there. They say there's no videos of no people fighting, but I've seen a video of people fighting. What I don't know is whether that's a real video to that event. But that being that, yeah, those sightings that they saw down in Miami. I'm just letting y'all know on this channel, we teach our people not to be afraid of that stuff, because that stuff was number holograms. You know what I'm saying? That stuff wasn't real. That stuff was straight up holograms. That's why you couldn't take no pictures of it, because it just wasn't, it was straight hologram. You know what I'm saying? Full holographs. That's what it was. It wasn't no, those people wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? These people are ready to pull this new world order. They're ready to tell y'all that they don't know whether they want to stage an alien invasion or return to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But for real, they got some stuff that they staging with all of these UFO sightings and alien sightings that's being reported across the news and social media. That just lets you know that the higher echelons is up to something. They know something, and they're up to something. But truthfully, I'm just telling you all, none of that stuff is real. Those things are no more than Project Bluebeam. But that being that, you know what I'm saying, I felt that I need to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's really going on out there. It ain't no, I just want, I didn't, I'm not quick, to jump on the bandwagon and talk about these things. I sit back and watch and I analyze. But yeah, that's Project Bluebeam. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, they don't know whether they want to stage a fake alien invasion, or do they want to stage a fake return of Christ. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what they saw. They saw holograms. We've been knowing about this since William Cooper wrote the book Behold the Pale Horse, and he came up dead for writing that book. Many great authors came up dead, for exposing the truth to the people. You know what I'm saying? Go over, check out my Yashib in Israel TikTok page. I got a lot of little snippets over there. Plus, sometime I go live over there too. Go check that out. I'm going to, like I said, I told y'all I got other platforms that I'm going to be working from. The Yashib in Israelite Thought platform is just archival. But that being that, I am out of here. Peace, blessings. We're just up under an hour. Good time. And I'm out of here. Peace.